and gentlemen, welcome back to the TSCC. My name is Quantum Death Cat, and we're here for the not the quarterfinals, the round of 16, which has, well, obviously 16 teams in it. We are going to be casting Denmark versus Finland, which is actually already underway. It is 2-0 in favor of Denmark on map number 19. I'm here with Boney. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing alright, I'm doing swell. Hopefully everything is a-okay in terms of audio. We've unfortunately had a few technical difficulties, so, you know, we're just starting off the Saturday with a bit of stress, but regardless, we do have Trackmania matches going. All the matches are already underway, and again, apologies for the delay on going live. But yeah, I don't really have a lot. We don't have a lot of time to talk about like things outside of it. What do we have in terms of like maps picked and how we can what we can expect from the players?
Well, I can tell you what was picked. We are currently on 20, not 19, of course. 20 was the pick of Denmark, which is pretty much just Jackdor's map, right? Jackdor is absolutely nuts on this map, and that's why they're up 3-0 at the current moment. But Finland picked 19. I think this is definitely a more Finnish map, looking at the stats and all that. And the 5 remaining maps afterwards, you won't believe this, 22, 10, 21, 15, and 18. So no green tracks except for Ken, which I don't even consider a green track, really. So, and everything is not even red, like, not even, no blue maps, only 15 and 10. Everything else is red and above. It's crazy, this map.
Yeah, it's nice. I do like the high level. So that, I mean, and with that said, you know, we're not expecting a lot of short maps then, right? Because usually that's what you get with these green maps.
Right. And especially that these two should be the most closely knit gang between, like, each faction. We are going to see, I think, a bloodbath here, where it's just going to be back and forth depending on who has what map.
Right.
Finland has their pros on certain maps, and so does Denmark, such as on this one here. On map number 20, definitely is Jackter, and I mean the rest of Denmark's map.
I mean, it's 4-0 already at this point. Again, apologies for not really talking about the map in and of itself. It's just we hardly had any time to really explain to you guys what is even going on, what is happening. Ooh, Jackter actually would have crashed. Maybe we get a 4-1 happening, though. The rest of Finland is a bit too far behind, so I think they're a-okay in this situation. But yeah, this is a best of 7, right? So we got hopefully a nice long match going. We'll try to keep things up to date as well on your screen. Again, technical difficulties, so I will both be casting, spectating, and producing for you guys. So if something happens, please do let me know. All right, please do let me know. It's at the end of the day, if something goes wrong, I can quickly fix it, and it's a lot of balls I got to keep up right now. But that's, you know, that's just part of it, right? That's part of the gig. And that's a-okay. I mean, that was pretty much, you know, a map pick victory for Denmark coming in there as well. And I think, you know, let's say a handicap, you know, like Finland was being very nice, very generous, giving the 1 point to Denmark there.
Right.
Giving us a time to just, you know, like adjust and, well, get ready for,
I mean,
actually
they were nice
casting.
about it. They were nice about it. They were like, yeah, take 5 minutes. Okay, we can't wait too much longer than 5 minutes, but let's get going after 5 minutes, right? That extra 5 minutes allowed us to see even a bit of map 1, right? Which is more than we could have asked for, and at the same time, very nice of the players to do. But considering this should be the longest match, especially with this map pool, it's going to be a little bit long for the others to wait, but that means that that's a lot of matchup for you to watch. Exactly, we are on to 19 now.
Yeah, Ice Central, this is the Finnish pick, and, I mean, it makes sense, right? It's pretty cold. What is the weather up there actually in Finland at the moment? I can imagine it's pretty dang cold.
To -10, -20
yeah,
range, just
yeah.
like Canada.
But there are a lot of, I know there's quite a lot of Ice fans in the Finnish scene. And usually as well with their tournaments as well, they like to incorporate some ice elements into their tracks, which is fitting in my opinion. And 19 being a full ice track, I'm curious to see how the Danish will be able to deal with the slippery slopes of 19.
I agree. I mean, when you think about it, right? I don't know if you looked at the Finnish Trackmania League, right? It's the same thing as the Baltic Trackmania League, but for Finland, every one of their maps has at least one ice part, right? Has at least one ice block in it.
Yeah.
And it's because they've all gotten used to it, most of them, right? It's been the game for a year and a half.
Yeah,
a year and a half. So
yeah,
these players, right, like they've gotten mostly used to it, they've incorporated it into their game. A lot of players still haven't done that, right? They've incorporated plastic more than they've incorporated ice into their game. Which makes very little sense, to be fair.
I mean, you know, like you can stare on plastic, right? Like no,
so
it's
we're
very
likely
true.
to
Yeah.
see 1Z, who is the best player technically on this map within all these players here. He has the 99th best time, but I don't think PB is going to give us a glimpse into this, right? Jake Ray also in 89th, but they both have mid 43s as their PBs, and I don't think we're going to see anything near that. We're going to see a 44-9, 44-8 at best, I think. Right? That's normally what we see on 19 with the really fast teams. So, if we see anything faster than a 44-5, start going nuts in chat, okay?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, especially on a map like 19, as we do go live, round number 1 of, well, map 2 in this case. This is the Finnish pick. It's all about consistency, right? Like, you usually don't want to rely too much on your opponents making a mistake, but 19 is very, very accident-prone. And so far, all the players keeping their wheels on the ice as you would. No gears being shifted, no sliding out of corners happening. A very close round so far, in fact. Woofley in the lead, Dirty Duck. Second place, Onzi Xperio in fourth. But it's that downhill... That ice wall right there is usually what makes or breaks a run for you. And you can see Mertz just having a bit too much speed as he does hit that ice wall, but then the high corner there, unfortunately, slid him out. And 1-2 coming in for Finland. That's a good way to kick things off. That's a 5-0 loss on map 20. It's good to open things up with a win on your own map pick.
So unsatisfying. 44.443. So unsatisfying. But Waffly, you saw him. He was all the way on the top red plastic bit when he did his ice slide, which is absolutely nuts. Also, he did a 44.4. I said, for anything below 44.5, go nuts. Because that's not something that we see every day. And Waffly, I mean, that's actually a really nice time, to be fair. And, yeah, Finland, when coming to 19, you want to say, yeah, I don't care about being fast. I care about being consistent, because crashing once is a lot more costly, or sliding out once is a lot more costly than going through all these corners slow. Look at that, Mertz, who already crashed, right? Crashed once, and, well, he's going to crash again right here.
Yeah, he's out.
But he was in second despite that fact, and look at Athol here, who wins the round, who, despite being so far behind. He finishes with a barely a 47 there, and, I mean, it's... not very tight whatsoever on this map, right? You'll have rounds where no one makes a mistake, right? Those are extremely rare. People are normally going to finish with 50s, right? High 49s. So you're going to want to get yourself into the 47s, 46s, right? Don't really try to go for the 44s, because at that point, you're just going to crash and end up with a 50 yourself.
It's I don't know, it's also that world of difference, right? You saw round 1 versus round 2, and I do enjoy watching a close round on 19 because it's so rare, right? It's so easy to just see 2 or 3 people at the end. That's very common. So it's nice to, you know, have these moments where you see everyone right here, you know, like having a better line than the other one, and then the other one catching up because they just happen to get the ice a bit better, and it's this nice back and forth going on. I mean, right now you do see the Danish hunting down Woofley as Woofley goes a bit high on that wall right there. Not sure what happened to him right there, but I want to suspect he crashed. Just keep an eye on Dirty Duck as he seems to get at first place. He does. Xperio in second. Mertz in third. Efer. Wait, is that not Evo is the team? Eiffel. Wow, Lethal instead of Lethal, it's Eiffel.
Right, like
damn these names. I can't do it.
Think of it like ether, right? Because that's how you'd write ether.
Yeah. Right. Eiffel.
So, Eiffel.
Yeah, alright, yeah.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is 2-1, my bad, in favor of the Finnish. They're looking really strong on their map pick, but the Danish are showing that they can fight back a bit. Experial will be in last, as his start is not that great, neither is Ethold's. Dirty Duck up against Onesie here, and Onesie's gonna slide out. Ooh, look at that line by Wuffly, and he's got a great inside line. He's gonna take second place. Onesie is gonna fight with Mertz for third, and the last podium position is still under attack, but it will be for the entirety of the round. Wuffly takes the lead. Dirty Duck goes too low. He'll fly out. He won't get the checkpoint. And there he goes. Wuffly, look at how high he goes. Mertz gets second unless he crashes out, which he doesn't. Onesie is going to be third, and Experial doesn't even need to finish, but he'll get fifth.
A lot closer. You can see the gap, right? Look at those times. 45, 45, 46, and all of a sudden 50, 52. Like, what? That ice, so precarious. So... I mean, it makes for a lot of fun clips, I will say. It makes for a lot of fun clips, but it makes for very hard spectating because you never know when somebody's about to fly out.
Right, and Onesie and Wuffly got big slowdowns at the beginning, right? They were behind by like a second at the start, so the fact that they come back, still get 45, 46, right, just shows that consistency is key, that being fast isn't always the motto, especially on a map like this, but Wuffly really risked it to get first place on that round. He definitely wanted to win.
Yeah, and it showed, right? I mean, but that said, ice is definitely the service to lose and gain the most time, right? Just one simple ice corner can already make or break your run. Onsi flying out there. Whoopley going very high, going for the quick slide down, but does look like Dirty Duck has a better line, so Dirty Duck does reign supreme in this case with a 44.9. Whoopley in second place. Experial in fourth, so this is looking like a round win for the Danish. If my count is correct, yes, the 136 is all you need.
Never DNF on this map.
No.
That's the whole thing, right? Is that you don't DNF on this map.
Please don't.
You never know what's gonna happen, right? And even if you're 15 seconds behind, coming in last could mean the difference between winning the round and getting a tie, right? You just don't know, even with the last checkpoint, once you hit the last checkpoint, right? You see who's in first and third, or first where your teammates are, right? They might be second and fourth, and they can come in to the finish at first and third. You wouldn't know until you finished yourself, right? So
exactly. And look at this round, by the way. Look at how close everybody is so far until Mertz. Why are you jinxing? I'm not blaming the caster's curse, all right? It was looking like a great start, but this is where usually people will crash. It's this ice wall right here. Everybody hits the ice wall pretty well. Eiffel does fly by behind a bit. Oh, but that ending, Onsi slides out. Hopefully, second place. Experial in fourth, now 135. And just like that, it's tied up, 3-3.
That was such a close round. Look at the time! Out of Dirty Duck! That's a 43.5. That is...
Is that a PB?
A 43.5, just to get... that was a 43.59, correct?
Well, let's check real quick. That was a 43.2.
That would be enough for 119th.
Ooh.
On a map like this, you don't see that during rounds.
That is...
Who does a PBS time in rounds, Dirty Duck? You done us dirty there.
Oof.
Oh, that's a lot of viewing pleasure for everyone, for sure.
Quack,
Dirty
quack,
Duck PB is a 43.1.
It's, I mean, I'd love to see another one. Maybe Wolfley, the one being, the one to crack the 44 barrier this time. He is quite far ahead with the Danish team just hunting him down until Dirty Duck decides to go for the flip out. Onsi takes over that spot. 135 should be good enough for the Finnish team. Ooh, but Mertz and Experial, 1 second. Yeah, I mean, where's Wolfley? There's Wolfley. Oh, this is still a problem. Yeah, I guess Wolfley made a mistake at the end there. Being in first place, crashing out, landing in fifth, and because of that, the Finish's pick is turning against them. It's 4-3 in favor of the Danish.
It's flushing down the toilet, isn't it? They were up 2-0, they were up 3-1, and now they are looking down the barrel of a loss on their map pick. Dirty Duck has really done them dirty, and I mean, just rotten luck, really, right? That is the draw of 19, though. It's not about the bugs like it is on 09 or 18. It's really about just the driving, right? Just about the ice.
Yeah.
Do the ice gods look upon you favorably? And right now, Dirty Duck definitely having the ice gods by his side. He's in the lead. Waffly, he's way too low. I don't know how he's gonna make this. 1Z. Oh, Dirty Duck! He's not got the gods on his side anymore. Waffly goes way high to go and get the speed he needs, and it's gonna be 1-2. Both of them with 45s, mid 45s, more than enough to win the round. With a 1-2, Experial comes in 5th, despite getting a 49. And that is one hell of a round. And, I mean, Mertz?
Mertz is...
This is the only time you can DNF. This is when you can DNF.
It's fine. You're allowed to. But yeah, 4-4. Man, I don't know what the reasoning was behind the pick, because this was an explicit pick, right? Picking into 19. So I'm not sure if it was a bit more of a gamble, hoping to catch the Danish off guard, but it turned into a very close map too, and this is make or break right now. Will the Finnish win their map pick, or are the Danish going to break through, get a 2-0 lead, and play it out on all the other randomly chosen maps? And it would be very, very favorable for them, knowing that, you know, they took that. It's in that sense, you know, the same way taking away a serve from someone within tennis. To give a bit of an example. Getting into the ending once again. Dirty Duck and Onsi fighting for the first and second, but Onsi having a lot more speed. Does he crash? He does crash a little bit, it seems. Lost a bit of speed, but it's a-okay with Experial picking up the number 3. Woofly in number 4, so no breaking happening here. It is a 1-1 tied up, and we're going into a best of 5. As, you know, teams are 1-1. And we're going to 22, I believe is the next map, if I'm correct.
I do believe so as well. That is one hell of a matchup that we just got to witness. And I think you're gonna go in and pick 19 when you think you have more consistency on the map, right? Not necessarily faster than your opponents, just more consistent. Next map is 22, and then we'll go on to 10. We have 5 maps at the minimum. So for right now, we don't know if we'll see 15 and 18. But judging by what we've seen so far, I mean, I would not be surprised. When it comes to 22, though, who does it favor? I mean, neither team is really in top 20-esque, right? Dunste, is he playing on this team?
He's not.
No, huh?
No.
Shucks. Alright, so that means no Dunste there. Mertz is playing. He's got a 29th position, 48.77 on this map. J. Cray has a 35th time. Vecchi has a 31st time. Everyone has a 48.7 pretty much in this server as their PBs. So Rumelis also has a 48.8. So everyone's pretty close. I would say that this is going to be one of the closer matches. Oh, Rumelis is not here. I did not realize that. Rumelis isn't here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it's Experial and Vecchi who's playing with Waffly. Let's see if I can find them.
They went to down. That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Waffly has a 49-1, respectable. Anyone else? No, I can't find the others. Jackter has a 49-3. I'm not sure if he's going to be playing. Yeah, that's about it. I can't find the other Finnish players on this, so this could be rough for Team Finland, I think. This is definitely looking in favor of Denmark, as they have all 3 players in the top 100. Meanwhile, they only have Waffly on the other side with a respectable. Having a top 30 time is more than respectable, I would say, right? But
it's commendable.
Competitive time, considering the matchup we currently have. That's what I mean, right? That is a very, very nice time. A time that I could never imagine myself repeating, right? I could never imagine myself getting a 48 on this map, but he's the only one on Finland who's done it, so let's see.
We'll see. I mean, we are off, and let's see who are coming out for the teams. We do have Vegasus, we have Woofly, and we have Experial coming out for the Finnish team. On the Danish side, we're going to have Mertz, Dirty Duck, and Yaktor to defend their Danish pride right now. Like, 22 is a very close map in general, right? You see the players pushing out on these dirt corners as hard as possible, making sure their water bounces are a-okay, right? But this is not going to be like 22. Not in the slightest. You can see it already, right? You can see Vexus and Woofley just hunting down Mertz at the moment with Jaktor closely behind. Dirty Duck in 5th. And we'll see how it will end up in the end until Woofley messes up that jump. Oh, that is unfortunate. Vexus does pick up the number 1 position, but the number 2, 3, and 5 do go to the Danish team. Xperio coming into 6th place. That is a round win for the Danish, kicking things off in high gear. No, I'm miscounting. Am I miscounting? No, I'm right. I'm right. I was for a second there.
Right. You just misrepresent one of the positions.
Yes.
Waffle came in 4th, but that is because he got a crash into the wall, and that was very sad for Finland there, because they would have won the round had he been in 3rd place, because Veki overtook for the lead. Speaking of the lead, right now it looks like it's going to be tied at 1, because one of the Danish players is out, but the other 2 are 1 and 2 as Mertz hits the wall there. He's going to be slightly slow, and Xperial, he'll get into 2nd position. Waffley is right there with him, and Dirty Duck is so far behind. He's going to be a non-factor in this. They need Mertz in 3rd place at minimum here to win this round. If you're Denmark, Jaktor has the lead, but Mertz is in 3rd. Let's see, Jaktor will win the round. Xperial gets 2nd. Mertz gets 3rd over Waffley. And that is going to be a round for Denmark as long as Dirty Duck can finish here. No, he has 10 seconds to do so.
Plenty of time, plenty of time. That's all. Okay. It was a bit of an unfortunate one because it was throughout the entire round looking like, maybe it's the Danish, maybe it's the Finnish, maybe it's the Danish, maybe it's the Finnish. But it was all these, like pushing the boundaries, right? Going a bit too wide on corners. Some of the players clipping the borders there. All in all, very, very close. Right now, though, it's not looking as close as you would like. Right, Dirty Duck being surrounded by all the Finnish players at the moment. Mertz trying to take a bit of space to have a bit more exit speed going into the second half of 22. But with Woofley and Fekasus in number 1 and 2 right now, this could be a round win that the Finnish need. It's just this water bounce that has been causing them some issues, but it's looking like this time it is not the case at all, and it is a round win for the Finnish. They strike back, but Denmark still leads 2-1.
And look at the times for 2nd to 4th, all separated within, what is that, 3/100ths of a second? The snipe coming out of Dirty Duck for 2nd position might not give them the round win, but it still gets into their head because he overtook the 2 players that were ahead of him, telling them, hey, I got a better end than you guys. You guys better step it up. Maybe that'll make them risk a bit more, right? And obviously they know that the Danish are really good on this map. So Finland picks up a round, but they now have to play with a little bit of mind games in their head. Waffley is in the lead. Veki is in 2nd. You can tell that they're a lot faster on this round. They are risking it a lot more. Xperial will take 3rd for a slight brief moment, but he has a bad turn because he's more inside. Waffley will clip, and so he'll fall down. The order Veki, he's in the lead with Dirty Duck in 2nd. Can Dirty Duck get another good end here to keep himself from falling down? No, he won't get a good water bounce. So Veki, he'll keep the lead. Dirty Duck will get 2nd. Jaktor is in behind, but he gets a slowdown, so Waffley gets 3rd. That's a win for the Finnish. Oh, that could have been a round for Denmark once again, but they lose it in the end.
Jaktor, unfortunately, attacked the dirt corner too early there, and it made his exit be an awkward line, right? He just had to slow down a bit and then allowed the rest of the Finnish team to just pass by. If he waited just a bit longer, they would have been fine, but unfortunately that is not what happened, and instead it is the Finnish picking up a round win, and this time Jaktor, oh, what the... I don't know how he did that, but that was... he kind of like wanted to flip out, but then the water was like, no, stay upright, and he was like, sure, okay, I guess, and therefore he is still in the running, despite of what just happened. Ooh, Fekasus going a bit too much on the inside line, only leaving Woofley in 2nd place. Jaktor chasing him down a bit, looking like he has a bit more speed. Mertz comfortably in 1st place, just has to get to the finish line, but a 1-3-6 should be enough for Denmark to get the round win, and it's looking like that's what they're about to do. Indeed, Where's Dirty Duck? Dirty Duck? Yeah, he's fine. He's got plenty of time. It's all good.
Yeah, Dirty Duck, I mean, he knows he's dirty, so he needs to go into the water to try and clean himself,
Clean
right?
him up.
As ducks do.
I mean,
But,
ducks do
I
like
mean,
water. This is true.
Ducks do like water. They clean themselves and stuff in water. You know the drill, right? You've seen a duck before, right? Ducks are literally everywhere on every continent. Maybe except Australia, right? Because all the wildlife over there would kill the duck. Anyway,
Probably.
that being said, right? This map is just full of water. This is like a duck's paradise. No wonder he keeps on crashing. He's distracted by the water.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's distracted by, ooh, bath. Ooh.
I think there's like some old lady somewhere just sitting on a bench feeding them, and he's like, "Oh, whoa, hey, look at that bread."
That'd
How
be
about
pretty
that?
funny if we could see the addition of like
Y'all got any more of them
grandma
seeds?
on a bench with like breadcrumbs, and all you see is like a little duck.
Yeah.
Mertz is in the lead. Becky is in second. Waffly is in third, fighting off with Jactor. Jactor actually takes second place there from Mertz. Mertz gets overtaken by Waffly as well. As he crashes the end. That's a round for the finish. Oh no! That was looking again like a Danish round. They threw it away in the last checkpoint once again. And now it's the Danish who are getting into their own heads.
It's I mean, it's 3-3, and it does feel like Denmark should have been able to close out the match already, right? There have been just a few too many rounds that they could have closed out, despite the fact that it's only been 6 rounds. But despite all that, the Finnish are able to take advantage of that, which is also very, very important too, right? It's not always about, you know, whether or not one team might be superior on a specific map. It's all about how they're performing at that moment in time, and if you can take advantage of any mistakes being made, then you are the better team because you are being more flexible, adapting a bit more. Right now, again, it's looking like the Danish could bring out a map when, let's hope the pressure doesn't get to them, as they are in second, third, and fourth, with Vegasus in first place for the finish. And yeah, no, this is definitely 2-3-4. Everybody decided on a different line right there to get into the ring checkpoint, finish, I should say. But the Danish do pick up the round. No mistakes happening whatsoever. Within 1/10 of a second, all the Danish are, and they just need one more to bring the match to a 2-1 lead.
Nothing like having a small fight here, right? We've had 2 maps now where it's been very tight back and forth. I expected this to be more in the favor of the Danish, and we've seen that, right? That they've been slightly faster on this map, slightly more consistent up until the final checkpoint, right? Once they hit the final checkpoint, they just seem to forget how good they are on this map and hit the wall. So right now, it's definitely looking like a finished round with them being 1 and 2, and with Mertz hitting the wall, but they're still in the fight for it because everyone's within 1 second of each other, and one wall hit out of any player could spell doom for the Finnish or the Danish, as right now it is 1-2 for Waffly and Veki, but Jactor right behind Veki, who's got more speed! It is Veki just in front of Jactor, and we are gonna have another 4-4 situation heading on to the final round of map number 3.
Well, we're just getting 4-4s. We had a 4-4 happening on 19. We're getting a 4-4 on 22. I mean, you know, like when deciding on the maps that we want to show off and matches, we already had this like feeling that this would be a nicely, you know, like tight match and you know, head to head, but I wasn't expecting it to happen, you know, like 2 maps in a row just like that. With 19, you could say it's more the ice being the ice, but with 22 being a fairly consistent map, it's a joy to behold. You can see it again, right? Mertz, Jactor fighting it out at the front. Veki, Zeus, and Woofley right now fighting it for the finish. Unfortunately, Xperil just not having the speed and momentum on 22 that you would like. Mertz trying to hold on to that first place, and he needs it, right? If Vegasus can overtake, Woofley picks up number 3. That should be enough for the finish to take the map win, but they're gonna do it. Mertz does fall down into second place. Oh, Jactor picks up the number 2. Mertz hits the finish line, flies into it, and a 5-3. 2 points. It makes 10. It's not enough. It's not enough. Again, it's that ending, unfortunately, failing the Danish. But it is the finish. Picking up a map win. 2-1 lead going to Finland.
Final round finishing 11-10 in terms of scoreline. It can't get any closer than that, really, right? So, it sucks to see it, right? That we need to move on to another map. hey, should we bring back ping pong? Right, not ping pong, tennis mode.
Tennis
Right?
mode.
I've talked about
Right.
this before, right?
Right.
Taking out a few maps, so making this best of 5, but having tennis mode enabled, so that
Right,
close
right.
teams can actually have a fight once they. So let's say it's 4-4, right? In tennis mode, you can't just have 5 and win. You
No.
need to get 6. You need to have 2 separating yourself.
2-point
from
differential. Yeah.
2-point differential, right? So we could have like a situation where it goes back and forth for like 20 minutes time on a single map, which would be really sick, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest issue is simply time, right? But other than that, it will give you a clear idea of, okay, who would reign supreme. Obviously other esports. I think a good example would be Counter-Strike, where you would have overtime happening, for example, right? Stuff like that, because it is 30 rounds, and that means ties are always possible, simply due to the fact that it is an even number.
Right, exactly. So 15-15, right? If you're playing regular comp, right? That's a tie, right? Like there's no overtime in the regular comp. But in like, let's say big tournaments, let's say Blast or ESL, you'll find yourself playing 6 more rounds at maximum, right? The first to 19, but if it's tied at 18-18, then you go for another overtime, right? 3 rounds on each side until someone wins 4 of the 6 rounds. So pretty much that's pretty much what I would suggest. But at the same time, right, it's all about the time differential. Rocket League, I've seen games going 20 minutes into overtime before. I've casted that. Hell, to do. Imagine just shot after shot going both sides, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. But then again, I watched a hockey game that lasted over... What is it? It finished at like 3 in the morning. Okay, it started at 7 in the evening, and it finished at 3 in the morning. Why? Because there were 5 overtimes.
Wow. I mean,
Right?
at that point, I mean, as players, you got to be exhausted.
Oh yeah. When the guy scored, he couldn't even jump.
No,
right? He tried jumping
I
to
wouldn't.
celebrate, and he left like 3 centimeters off the ice. It was hilarious. But yeah, that was the first game of the playoffs too. And each period lasts 20 minutes, right? Even in overtime.
Right.
So we had pretty much 7 full periods of play, and half of the 5th overtime was played before the goal went in. So, yeah.
There is something to be said for too much overtime, I will say.
Right?
But that's,
so if
you know,
this
like...
goes like 20-20, right? At some point you need to stop, right?
Yeah.
For tennis mode.
Because I mean, that's one of those things, right? If definitely, like, if you're like, woo, well, maybe we could do something like tennis mode. Maybe this sounds interesting. Go to the Discord, put into the suggestions channel. Like, these are things that we would love to hear what you think, because we're just, you know, rambling and ranting as we were in warm-up. But yeah, definitely check out the Discord if you haven't already. We are live right now on Fall 10, Finland leading currently 2-1, and full speed map 10 is... Fortunately, Dirty Duck making a bit of a mistake in the looping right there, but in general, we can expect players to be as close as they are right now, with Vexus in first place, Woofley in third. Should be enough for the finish to pick up a round win, and they do. Experial in 5th place. Yeah, this is going to be a very, very fast map. I think this will probably be the fastest of the maps that we can expect to see today from this matchup.
I do believe this is also the only map where you don't break once, right? Like, this is likely the only map you don't break once in?
I'm not sure if there's an air brake in here.
Well, there probably is an air brake.
I think there is.
Yeah, there's an air brake.
Yeah, there's an air brake here.
So the fastest player with the fastest PB is Mertz with a 36-1. Currently 59th place overall. So no one's like excelled on this map per se, right? No one is top 15. Everyone's within top 60 to top 100. So very, very respectable times, just not what you see like France and England sort of times, as Vecchi wins the round, Aethel gets 2nd, Mertz gets 3rd, so it's a very tight round. They need Woofley and Experial to get 4th and 5th, and that's exactly what they do, and Finland win the round.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to, like, I mean, I've been hunting this track myself lately as well, and it's just so hard to save time on this map. It's very, very optimized, right? It's the movement through the loopings. It's the air brake that you have right after that first looping. It's the speed drift that you have going on right here to build up all that speed. There's so much happening in a short amount of time that, yeah, it can make or break your run. I mean, right here, you do see that Woofley and Experial having a lot of distance on the rest of the players right now. Clearly doing a fine job out of. Very curious to see what Woofley is bringing in. A 36.4, but a 36.5 nice. Coming in from Experial. But yeah, it's tennis, one of those, like, you look at it and you're like, oh, you know, it's not that hard to go fast in this one, right? It's these maps where it's hard to go fast because of how, you know, like, how optimized they are and how you approach, well, all your lines, right? It's minuscule changes that can give you a few hundreds.
So, you know, like on AO1, right? Like how to get a 24 on AO1 for TMNF, right? You need to have the speed, right? The speed slide. So you need to have that speed slide. Same thing here. This map is pretty much just an extended AO1. If you know how to play AO1, you'll know how to play this map. Pretty much, you just gotta land as early as possibly as you can. You gotta speed slide as, well, whenever possible to get the fastest times you possibly can as Veki and Wuffly fight for that lead. It's gonna be a 1-2 once again. 36-2 out of both of them. And Experial with a 36-5. Awesome time out of him. It's still only 4th place. These times that we see here are insane. And Denmark now have their backs up against the wall. If they don't win 5 rounds in a row here, they'll be down 3-1.
Yeah, it's turning out to be quite the wash, right? And this is single elimination, so every match from this point on for all the teams is make or break. If you lose, you're out. Simple as that. You've got one best of 7 to prove your worth every single time. And right now, it's looking like the finishes are going to be the one doing it. They do need one more map after this, but it's looking like 10 is in the bag. Mertz is trying to contest with Woofley and Vekasus at the moment, but it's not enough. The finish are simply too fast.
Look at the times out of everyone.
Yeah.
36-2, 36-2-4, 36-2-4. These times are absolutely sick, right? These are, like, if you think those are like normal times, they're not. Those are definitely top 200-ish times, right? Being driven by practically everyone in every round on the finish side. It was such a good map for Finland. Now they know that, hey, we could possibly choose 10 over against a few of these teams, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Not too good on this map, but I mean, it's not that they were bad on this map, right? Getting 36 is really hard on here. It's really just being fast consistently, right? Being up against the edge, doing the speed slides whenever you can, being at the right angle, right? During all of the loopings, always going from outside to inside to get the most amount of speed and going through the less amount of distance, right? It's absolutely crucial to do everything so perfectly, and to mess one thing up will cost you hundredths of a second, if not a few tenths.
Yeah, and on a map like 10, that's make or break, right? I mean, now we have 21, and 21 is going to be, it's going to be different. It's going to be different. I mean, but this is great if you're used to, you know, like, if you're an old head for Trackmania, then 21 is a map that you would enjoy a lot, right? It's that classic speed tech, and you'll see, there's a lot of drifting, right? A lot of drifting. You've got some transitional jumps happening here or there, but most of the time, it's these corners right here where you want to make sure you keep the speed up, you keep the drifting. You pretty much never let go of acceleration on this one. You just want to make sure that all your drifts are on point. You don't hit them too early, flipping out like Vexus is doing right there because of his entry. There you go, doing it again.
All right.
It's a pretty good line to get the flip going. Get some points.
I just double-checked just to be sure not to make a fool out of myself this time around. Right, because Veki last time around was 5th place on 10.
Right. What is he now?
This time around, I actually double-checked. I made sure that all the finished flags that were ahead of Jactor, who's currently in 54th, are not playing in this match. There you go. Jactor is the fastest player on this server, on this map, having a 50.1 PB on this map, right? But PBs mean nothing on this map. This is definitely one of those maps where you need to have pace, right? Doesn't matter what your PB is, because you can have one insane run, and that's it, right? You can't replicate it, or you just have trouble playing matchmaking on the map despite that fact, right? It's all about consistency and pace. And right now, if Denmark don't have the consistency or the pace, they will lose and they will be eliminated. Don't forget, this is single elimination. This is so brutal when it comes to just playing on a competition like this, right? It's just unforgiving. You cannot afford to make mistakes like this. And right now, it's 1-2 for Veki and Waffly. Veki and Waffly keeping the lead over Aethel and Mertz. He can't keep up for the moment. They're behind by a few tenths of a second on Waffly. Veki, ooh, he nearly runs into the wall. But then again, every turn you nearly run into the wall. Waffly goes wide, still keeps up with the speed. Mertz just cannot keep up. Neither can Aethel. Veki and Waffly, 1 and 2. Those are some pretty decent times. Not enough for top 100, though. Yeah, we're not going to see very, very fast times, I would say. When it comes to, like, top 100 times, right? We're going to see fast time, right? No, not many crashes. Because most of these guys are going to try and go for consistency and keep up the speed rather than hit the wall, right? They'd rather lose a tenth or two than speed completely.
I mean, right there, though, it was very much Vexus and Wolfley just pushing hard, right? Really putting the Danish team on pressure because they were keeping up the pace very nicely, going as close to the walls as they possibly could. And I mean, that was a solid 1-2 finish for the Finnish team and a great way for them to kick off their potential match win. They just need to win one more map to close out the round of 16 for them and move on to the quarterfinals. But right now, it's the Danish in the lead. A nice train going forward. Mertz leading it. Jaktor in the middle and Eiffel closing out. They just need to keep up the pace. They don't need to worry too much about like going too fast. Just stay close together. Get the corners right. Ooh, that finish. Mertz does crash out, but Eiffel picks up the number 3. So that is all the Danish need for a round win with Mertz. Just picking up a number 4. 5 would have been fine. 6 would have been fine as well. But instead, he goes for the highest possible position. And we are 1-1.
All right, this is what they need. This is what they need. They need to just hope that Finland crash a bit more. And I mean, Jaktor is able to match Waffly and Veki on this map. They both did 50.8s and are capable of doing it. I've seen it before, and I'll likely see it again. We'll likely see it again in this matchup here. It all depends on whether Mertz and Aethel are able to do it, and Experial can really come in here, get himself some 51s, right? Some mid 51s to really put the pressure on the Danish. Because Veki and Waffly can't do it alone. Right now, Jaktor is in the lead, fighting with Veki. It's very close. Jaktor will lose a tenth of a second slowing down, but he'll stay on the line, and thus he'll re-overtake Veki, who takes a wider one. Veki trying to keep up with Jaktor. He'll have to risk a bit in the ending here to really get the lead. But I don't think it's going to mean anything because Aethel right behind him will take third. Waffly and Mertz right behind. Experial comes in 6th. And so 52.6, not even enough for anything above last. That is insane how fast these guys are. These guys...
Great pace, great pace. That was excellent, honestly.
Yeah, great
Pushing
pace.
it down towards the end. It's just unfortunate in this case for the Finnish team that... you know, it's only Vexus dueling right there. You can right now it's looking like the Danish have this second win going, right? They are starting off on 20 on like pretty much the same way. Like again, it's this top 3, only Vexus in between the Danish players at the moment, and in fact having a bit more speed than Jaktor. Which, is that going to be enough? Experial back in 6th place. Woofley in 3rd should be enough. Woofley is trying to get in between Eiffel and Mertz at the moment. And as we get into the second half of 21, it looks good until Vexus crashes out. Oh no! Is this going to be an ace? I mean, we've had some aces happen, but an ace on 21? That's dominating.
And that's exactly what Denmark need, right? They need to get this map win, and they're showing it right now. The drive, the pursuit, the power. They have it. They have the opportunity to seal this one away, and we can go, I do believe, on to 15 next if they win this map. Yes, it is
not a
15.
quick one. It's not a, like, at least, like, fast, high-paced, I should say, when I say quick.
Right. It was a good round, but for Denmark, it is a great round, right? That is the round they needed to win. That might give them the momentum to bring them to map 15, and then maybe on 15 they'll have the momentum keeping up from 21 to go on to 18. Let's see what happens. Shakhtar crashes, and so now it's all up to Mertz and... Oh, well.
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
Mertz.
Mertz is alone.
Yeah, Ethel already crashed a bit earlier.
Who have not made mistakes. Ethel is a second and a half behind, and about a second behind Experial. Yeah, that's not looking good for the Danish on this round in particular. It's going to be a 1-2-4. Oh, no, it's going to be a 1-3-4, but does it really matter in the end? 1-3-4
right?
More than enough to win.
It's still a point for the finish, and I'm sure they're A-okay with dropping one placement down for Mertz to come in second place. So yeah, it's cool. You know, that's fine. You know, come on in, hang out. We'll pick up the round point anyways. I mean, they're still behind, right? Still 3-2 in favor of Denmark at the moment. So the buffer has slimmed down just a tiny bit. But it's really come down to mistakes on the Danish side, right? It does look, when it comes to pace, they're simply faster on 21. And we'll see if they're able to, again, keep up that pace and not make any mistakes. You do see Vegasus Mufli duking it out right there. They're in second and third place, trying to keep Wirtz Jr. away. Yeah, I mean, so far so good. So far so good. Jaktor, nice commanding lead at the moment. Slows down a tiny bit there. Vegasus goes a bit too wide, hits the border. Jaktor not the best jump there. Woofley overtaking into first place. But on 2, 3, 4, we have Danish players until Mertz decides to have a more of an inside line. Woofley going a bit more on the outside, and it's looking like the Danish will take the round in the end. And they are set to win the map and hopefully get bit back into the match, right? They need to win 3 maps in a row if they want to just survive.
All these players are pretty much having the same times, right? I don't know if you've noticed, but every player seems to be having the same amount of times, right? Give or take a few tenths, depending on how close they are to a wall, so they'll slow down just a bit more or accelerate a bit, right? It just really depends on where they position their car, right? And that's really what matters on this map, the position of the car. That way you know if you need to brake or not, and that is going to be a 2v2 now. Veki, Jaktor, Aethel versus Veki and Wuffley here, up against Jaktor and Aethel, who are currently 1 and 2. But Veki and Wuffley are just in behind. Experial is in third. What happened to Aethel there? Is he still in the fight? Yes, he is. But he went a little bit wide. Veki, he'll overtake, but he hits the wall! 1-2 coming in here for the Danish, unless they were to mess up in this final few turns here. They won't. It's a 50.5, the fastest time we've seen so far on this map. Jaktor needed that one. He knew he needed to risk, and we're on to 15. It's 3-2 in favor of the finish.
Oh, the Danish really needed that one. They really need that one, and was looking a bit wobbly at the start of it all, but they managed to get back into it. Get back into their energy. Unfortunately, it's, I mean, I don't know what, maybe Onsi wasn't feeling too comfortable on this map either, but Expert was not able to really keep up with everyone else. Made it that Vegasus and Woofley were, you know, the 2 players to really try and carry it, and unfortunately, just too inconsistent. Yeah, there was some inconsistencies happening on the Danish side as well, allowing the finish to pick up a round or 2. But at the end of the day, I think that one was a roll of the die in favor of Denmark. Curious to see how that'll be for 15-15, which again is a very fast-paced map. There's not a lot of braking happening here. You've got some slaloming sections in general. That is, if I were to call this, give this a name, I'd call this map slalom. Due to the fact that you just constantly will go back and forth on different types of surfaces. But the main speed differential, the main thing that you want to be doing, like you've got the first half, you're building up speed, and then that sausage corner right there. Yeah. That's where you want to...
everything.
It's make or break, because that will allow your second half of this map to go as, well, good or bad as your corner went. Because if your corner was bad there, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to see everyone overtake you, even if you're in first place. If it's a good one, though, woo! Top 100 times, no problem.
No, actually, I don't think we'll see any top 100 times on this. I don't know if they're going to risk it,
That's
right? Because it's so risky to do so. And right now, the Danish, unless they see that the Finnish are really capable of going full risk during rounds, I don't think they're going to go for it right away, right? They're not going to risk losing rounds to the Finnish, right, if the Finnish do not go balls to the wall. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah, perhaps.
Why risk losing a round going as fast, like going as close to the walls as you possibly can and hitting the wall? I don't know if you're on Aethel right now, but that's exactly what he just did, right? Trying to keep as much speed. Anyway, that's who I was looking at. He just ran into that sausage wall just as I was talking about it, right? Risking a little too much and gaining too little. And so it's all about that speed. I'm not even going to look at the PBs because they don't really matter on this map. It's all about that one sausage turn, right? Who gets the most speed out of it, right? Who can risk the most without crashing consistently? And that will be the difference maker on this map.
I mean, I think if the players are not willing to risk it too much, like at the end of the day, you want to stay in 5th. If you're not in 5th gear, don't even worry about it. Don't even care. Right, it's all good. We're alive. We already saw one of the Mercs, in fact, fly out of that corner right there. You can see Experial not having the best line over the engine off block, and instead it is a 2v2 at the front. Let's see how this sausage section goes. Jactor staying in 5th. Vekisu's dropping down to 4th there. Yeah, you can see it right there. Right there. Jactor having that 5th gear allows him to just shoot forward. And Vekisu's is trying to, like, regain now that he has geared up once again, but he crashes. Ooh, it could have been a... I mean, 2, 3. Oh, it could have been a 2, 3, 4, but unfortunately,
he reset. Why did he reset?
Yeah, he did crash. He hit the side.
Yeah, but he was already on the dirt, right in front of the finish. That's where he crashed. He could have just finished.
Good question. I don't know. Maybe there was a bit of server lag, right? That maybe he saw something else that made him go like, well, no, this is not recoverable. I'm not quite sure what the case was there. Denmark does lead now 1-0, so because of that.
He was on the dirt. He had no reason to. He was right in front of the finish. He was 2 blocks away. Becky, that's kind of Pepega, but it happens, right? You accidentally reset by accident a lot, right? And that just it's just feeling as Jactor is in the lead. Mertz is slightly slow though. Could Wuffly and Veki catch up? No, they can't. Oh man, Jactor and Mertz 1 and 2, and that Veki mistake allows for the Danish here to grab a 2-0 lead instead of it being 1-1. Let's see if this will affect the final score here. Can Finland close it out, or are we going to 18? Let's see it. I want to see more of this. Who is it gonna be?
I mean, at the end of the day, I want to see the finish. Just fight hard. Ooh, Vexus hitting the checkpoint there, but fortunately still going forward. Does lose a bit of speed because of it, and in 6th place he falls. But right here, let's see, do all of the players hold on to the sausage block? It's very easy to fly out here. Vexus going to have to slow down a bit. Again, giving away some ground. It's not going to be a great finish for him. On the other hand, though, Jactor and Eiffel at the moment doing a fine job. Hopefully having a bit more speed than Eiffel. Shooting into 2nd place, but I'm not sure if he's going to have enough to get into 1st place. But Jactor still in the lead, and that is the case at the end as well. That's a 1-3-4 finishes for the Danish. And they take another round, 3-0 lead. They keep it up. They could tie up the entire match score, and we could go to the final map.
This is a pace map, right? It all depends on your first half, how fast you are, right? How much speed you have. And then, right, at the start of the second half, that sausage turn, right, how much you're willing to risk. Right now, the Danish are not risking fully, right? You don't see them having that much extra speed over like PB runs, but what you do see is consistency, and that's the most important thing. How much speed can you consistently keep while doing the riskiest strat and keeping the most speed possible? Veki finally gets it right, but his teammates don't. It's 2-3-4 in favor of the Danish. Veki will lead and he'll win the round, but it's 2-3-4 for the Danish, and it's 4-0 for them. Ladies and gentlemen, we might see the 7th map here. Oh, we were so right in saying
it's looking up. This match. I mean, it's a bit of an odd match, right? We've seen 5-0s happen. We've seen 5-4s happen. It's an interesting one, but so far the 5-0s have all been in favor of the Danish, right? And the Finnish have had to fight for their map wins, despite being you know, still in the lead, 3-2. It's tough that when the Danish find themselves on a map where they feel comfortable, they are very, very comfortable. And again, you see Joktor just doing a fantastic job, staying within the top 2. Vekas is the only one really contesting him so far. Hopefully this time having a bit of a better line. Possibly 1-3-4, 1-3-5, 1-3-6, 1-3-6. 1-3-6 is all you need. 1-3-6 is all you need, as Experial does come into 6th place. So the Danish haven't won quite yet. You know, the Finnish are gonna try and strike back just a bit more, not getting wiped out fully, but if the Finnish want to win it on this map, they need to win 4 times in a row right now, and it's not looking like the Danish are gonna make too many mistakes.
Yeah, especially with Experial, who's just, I don't think he hasn't had the consistency to do the speed that anyone on the Danish side is able to do, right? And he's just far behind, but Onesie, I think he's also got that issue. So that's probably why he's not playing right now. Experial, he's kind of forced into this role, but Mertz will get a slowdown, so Experial will get into 5th. Joktor, though, and Ethel are 1 and 3. Wuffly can't come in close enough. Joktor with a beautiful time, which will win them the round, which will win them the map, which will bring us to map 7. The final map. It's 3-3, ladies and gentlemen, and map 18 separates both of these teams from quarterfinals.
Coming down to the wire. This is why we have some time set up right between matches. Next matches won't start until 3 p.m. Central European time, so that'll be happening in about 25 minutes. But this is, I haven't been looking at all the maps results so far, but I wouldn't be surprised that this is the only only match running still at this point. Perhaps there's another one going, but yeah, this is what we hoped for. This is what we expected, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this close match happening right now. And I'm very curious to see how Finland will do on, I believe this isn't 18. Which one is this? This is 18. Wow. I had 18 in my mind was the dirt track, right? Where you have to skip through the giant looping. Or that's 17.
That's impossible to do. No one's done that in
No, not in rounds. No, not in rounds.
I don't even think it's actually faster. I think, funny enough, it's a cut. It's a cut, right? It's a skip.
It's a cut. Yeah.
It's not faster than there are some glitch games, you know, where like any percent and all that, where for speed runs, where the cuts and glitches are actually slower than like just doing it normally. So not many players will play it, but obviously it's hilarious to see a glitch gameplay that's slower than just playing the game normally, and players will still do it just because it's fun, right?
I'm happy to see Jake Ray got internet. See it happening in the in-game chat as well.
Oh man,
I'm wondering to see though, because 18 we've seen last tournament as well, right? And there have been 2 places where things have usually go wrong. One is one of the water. Well, it's not a water bounce. It's the underwater bounce, to call it that. And sometimes you might connect with the floor, and it causes you to not really bounce out of the water, and it causes some issues. The second, what's the ending, really? So I'm very curious to see how the water skiing will be.
Is just rough, right? It is absolutely rough for any team, right? Even a player, let's say, like, I follow the Canadians, obviously I'm Canadian, right? So, Bolingo, who used to have the world record on this map, even he has issues with the ending, right? Yeah. He, during rounds, will still crash during the ending. No matter how much you practice that ending, it's so inconsistent, right? And then, you also have the water bounce, right? Same thing with map 09, right? You've got that water bounce, into the water you go with reactor boost, right? And sometimes you'll get airtime for some reason and not land on the floor, and you'll just go out of the water for no reason, right? So, yeah, they need to fix water physics for sure. That's something players have been asking for a lot of time, and it's definitely not fun for players to play something so inconsistent, right? It's fun to have these water bounces and to play underwater, right? But not to the expense of having bugs where you stick to the floor when you aren't supposed to, and flying out when you're not supposed to, right? You need to make sure that the game knows when to make you fly out and when to make you stick to the floor, right? Either make it one, but not both. In that case as well. But that would break the maps here once the campaign is over if they were to fix it. Well, they've already broken, what is it, Spring 24? When they changed the speed boosters on ice. So, yeah, it's all going to come down to what Nadio want to do. I mean, it's not like Nadio ever listens to the community anyway. So...
Well,
because if they did, this game would be thriving with hundreds of thousands of players. Just let's be completely honest here, right? If Nadio weren't a complete shit show, we'd actually have a good esports scene for this game. Anyway,
I mean that's something you could discuss. I don't know if that's because at the end of the day, you know, everybody has different opinions, but I don't think we want to discuss that one right here, right now, as we are, as you were about to say, the Decider map. Right, we're on Fall 18. Oh, go into the Discord if you want to discuss that. We need people in the Discord. Come in, hang out. As Pegasus currently in the lead, Mert in second place, Woofly and Experial in third, Dirty Duck coming in, sniping that fourth place, but it's going to come down to that ending once again. It does look like the water went the way it should. Ooh, we do have Woofly going a bit too wide there, but let's see how this ending goes. Will anybody crash in, out? Pegasus picks up the number 1. Dirty Duck in second place. Who's coming in the third? It is Mert. Ooh. Joktor might be overtaking. Hopefully he does not. And instead it's a 2-3-4 for Danish. And they pick up another round win. Starting things off of their, their comeback tour, I should say, right? They were down 1-3.
They go from irrelevant to... oh, we're back, baby! And that's exactly what it is, right? Down 3-1, looking like they were in the dumps. Starting off a map number 5, it was looking so bleak. They brought it back, map number 5. Then they had all the momentum. They had the speed on 15 as well to bring it back, to bring us here to map number 18. We're tied at 3, ladies and gentlemen, with Denmark now with a 1-0 lead, but this is surely a tie, right? It's surely going to be 1-1. Vicky and Waffly both can't not finish, right? They have to finish.
Who knows? It's
right?
water.
Oh, Waffly goes a bit wide. He's going to crash. But he's still going to come in third, right? Yeah, Dirty Duck can get second. It's fine. Experial, all he has to do is finish himself. And even though he's 3 seconds behind, it does not matter. Because everyone else, Mertz, Ed, Jactor also crashed. Jake Ray still has not joined, sadly. He's been having massive internet issues. He's been relegated to just watching the match and hoping his teammates can bring them to the quarterfinals here. Yep. That's why it's so close, right? Because Jake Ray is not here. Which... really tells you a lot, right? How much these Danish players are just fighting. How much more in the Danish's favor would this matchup be had they had Jake Ray? But you could say the same thing on the other side, right? They are missing Rumless on the side of Finland here. So Rumless in exchange for Jake Ray. That's a big thing, as Veki fighting with Mertz here. Let's see who's going to crash the ending. Neither of them will. Veki will win the round. Mertz gets second, and Jactor snipes Waffly! Oh, that's big. That's massive. And that wins Denmark the round. It's 2-1.
That ending just every single time. You never know, right? You can't say what will happen until it actually happens. It's there's a lot of sniping happening in on this map because of that ending. Like, again, that water, you can see some players making some mistakes earlier on, and that's, you know, like right here, everybody's very close together. They're getting these third corners just fine. You've got the water bounce happening, and you see all the players are doing a fantastic job. Right here, we might lose some players. Let's see. Everybody gets the bounce out of the water just fine, and it's looking like a bit of a photo finish as we do head into the second half of 18. Nice bounce. No one going too wide. Dirty Duck going a bit slower than you would like, allowing Experial to actually overtake there. But let's see how the water goes. Woofly with a bit of an awkward line bounces out, but a 1 Tree is already good enough for the finish to pick up a round. All they need is Woofley to come in, and he does.
Oh, man. That is a round for the finish. Pepega map, ladies and gentlemen, just like my Pepega facts. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you're just fooling chat all the time, man. What the heck?
What
are you doing? What are you doing?
Keeping chat on their toes, right? They don't know if I'm saying a truth or a lie, right? So they always need to double check.
Oh, is that it?
Right? So they don't always know, like, tell me the truth. I need to go check. Oh my god, that is the truth, right? So, or oh my god, he's lying.
We need a fact checker.
He doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's all talk, no brain, you know. But yeah, Roomless, it did not sign up with the Finnish team. Oh, and well,
what the? Where did he? What?
Well, he went to the moon. That's where he went.
What the? He knows a cut. Don't worry
is
about
gone.
it. He knows a cut.
Vecchi right now, though, he's leading. Mertz is in second. Experial in third. Jactor and Dirty Duck fourth and fifth. But it all depends on whether Vecchi or Experial crash the ending here. And neither of them will. It is a 1-3. And Dirty Duck can't finish. He needs to get fifth at least to tie up this game here. And let's see if Waffly can finish. Wait, Waffly.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Yeah.
Okay, he slowed it down. That's why. I thought he was going to go at full speed. That scared me for a second. He had plenty of time. All he had to do was slow it down and get into the finish. Whew.
But yeah, but that's what we were.
Favor of Finland.
That was what was I alluding to earlier on, right? That underwater section there. It's such a weird part. It's very similar to, I want to say 9. I believe 9 is the one with the water ending going down, where sometimes you just end up above the water instead of dropping all the way down. It's that those water physics that are doing a bit of the same here, right? You can see all the players this time actually coming out, Woofley deciding not to fly with Woofley Air, and instead keeps his wheels on the ground, and as you know, less airtime means more speed. He's keeping up the speed. Mertz and Vecchi is currently fighting out for first, second, Dirty Duck and Woofley for third and fourth, but let's see how this ending goes. Ooh, we have a Vecchi Woofley 1-2, and that is enough for the finish to pick up a round, and they are one round away from match point. What a crazy rounds.
Denmark has their back against the wall. This could be the final round of this matchup here. Who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Finland? They have 3 match points here. They have 3 rounds to put this one away, to put Denmark in the record books as non-winners of this match and going on to the quarterfinals themselves. Or they can lose 3 rounds in a row here to Denmark, and what a comeback story that would be, right? Down 3-1 was Denmark at the start of this match, coming back on map 5 and map 6 to bring us here. But right now, Vecchi, Experial, and Waffly, 1, 2, 3. Dirty Duck is too far behind. Jactor, too far behind as well. Experial will get a slowdown. Vecchi and Waffly, you can't crash this ending. Waffly crashes. Vecchi gets first, and it's Mertz, Dirty Duck, and Jactor getting second, third, and fourth.
That ending.
The comeback is real. The mistakes out of Finland cost them this round, and now they're within 2. They need to win 2 more in a row here. Finland, keep it together. You were up 3-1, and you are now up 4-2. You cannot let this slip.
That ending. That's all I can say. That ending. It was looking like a done and dusted deal for the finish right there, but instead, it's that damn water. It's that dang water, and it's just driving a wrench into their wheels right now. And their spokes. Woofley flying off once again. That water really not liking it, spitting him out like I don't know, maybe like a seed. You know, like you have some seedless grapes, and instead of like, what the heck? There's seeds in this. There you go. Bye bye. But this is the opportunity for the Danish to equal it up. If it wasn't for the fact for the crash there. Oh! They just need to finish. He just needs to finish. Woofley just needs to finish, and he does so indeed. The comeback story. The comeback story is over.
Mertz crashing out cost them the game. But that's the ending, right? That is the evil mistress of 18. It's just a cruel mistress, isn't she? She just loves to torture her subjects.
18 is it's I mean, to have 18 as the last map, it pretty much, you know, like you could predict that this was the way things were going to go with that ending causing these issues. I mean, despite the fact that Wolfley fell victim to that water trap twice, it's still the Finnish who get out in the end. They were very close to winning when they were 3-1, but the Danish were able to fight back hard on both 21 and 15, but unfortunately 18 was not the way things were meant to be, right? In this case,
their grasp was too watery. They couldn't hold on.
Yep.
Oh man. Well, here's the thing, right? Both times Wuffley shot up in the air, his two teammates came to the rescue, got 1-3, which allowed him to come in 6th and still win the round. So both times Wuffley did fly, did not affect who won the rounds, right? So that's the good thing about having good teammates, right? You just have to hope that they do well. That's exactly what they did, right? This could have gone either way, right? There were 2 maps that went all the way to round number 9. That map could have gone to round number 9 as well. Every map was intense, and that's going to be it for this matchup between Finland and Denmark. The winners are Finland, and they're off to the quarterfinals. Let's look at the other match results, ladies and gentlemen. Both of our horses are dead, by the way. Austria, 4-0's Netherlands 2, right off of the start. That was the first match that finished, even before Germany 4-0'd Lithuania. So Netherlands 2 and Lithuania gone. Canada leaves after France won 4-1's them. That was an intense matchup, but yeah, Canada just could not keep up pace with the French. But another French team is gone. England won 4-2 over France number 2. That's a win for them. Netherlands won. This is heartbreak, because they lost 4-3 over the Czech Republic. It was close. They could have gotten to the quarterfinals, but both of your horses and my horse are dead, right? They could not keep it up, and Czech Republic is through to the round of 8. The Australian team loses as well to the English 2 team. England 2 winning